Hey everyone, I'm at Comic-Con here in Montreal. This is Barry 3D for the iConis podcast. I'm here with Bart Sears. This time, I'm doing it right. So I'd say this time I'm doing it right is because last time I saw Bart was back in Hamilton, Ontario, when I came across him in Artist Alley, and I totally freaked out. And you've all seen the video before where I talked to him, I got some art, and did I interview him? No. So correcting that today at Comic-Con here in Montreal. So Bart, thank you very much for taking the time. And just want to ask you a couple of quick questions.
Of course, my pleasure, man.
Awesome. So first of all, how you liking Montreal?
Loving it. I don't get to see the city much, but I get to see the convention center and all the great fans, so.
This is great, and you're getting recognized. So here's a quick question for you. What got you into art? When did you start realizing you wanted to be an artist and in this media?
Thank you. When I was a young kid, I was reading comics. I had an older brother, so there were always comics around. I loved, the comic books as, 3, 4, 5. And I started reading Tarzan and Conan when I was 6, 7, 8. And I fell in love with heroic fiction. And I could never read my writing. So I couldn't write the stories, but I could draw. So I started drawing, and when I was 10, I decided I wanted to draw comics.
That's awesome.
When I was 20, I did.
All right, so you saw a plan at 10, did it at 20, and where did you learn your technique? Because your style is so unique, it really stands out and it's refreshing to me, like every time as a fan when I came across it.
Well, thank you. Well, as a kid, I loved Frazetta, I loved John Buscema, I loved Ross Andrew, Neil Adams. Later on, I love Byrne. Those are the guys that stand out to me as from the comics and fantasy art industry. And but I was mostly self-taught.
Really?
I went to right out of high school. I went to a year of the Kubert school and kind of learned a little bit more about the professionalism of the business and how to approach stuff like that. So that was really helpful. And then I started into comics. Actually moved furniture for a while because I'd burn out, but then I didn't like that very much, so I did some sample pages and got work at Marvel.
Right. So what was the first work you got at Marvel?
It was called, it was a biker chick story.
Okay.
Iron Rose.
Okay.
They had I think it was called Marvel Black and White back then.
Right.
And I did 2 stories for it. And the book was canceled before they were printed. But I also, at the same time, I did a Sector's toy comic.
Yes.
That used to come in the toys.
I know it very well.
And the first Iron Rose I did, I wasn't happy with. Larry Hama was the editor.
Right.
And I turned in the pencil pages, and he was like, okay, good, go ink them. And I'm like, I'm not an inker. He's like, yeah, you are. So I went and inked them, and I hated it. And so he gave me the second story to pencil. And I went nuts. I spent forever penciling the story because I couldn't do it as fast as I wanted to the quality I wanted.
Right.
So I turned that in and never talked to him again. And I got into illustration. I did some illustration for TSR stuff and started doing some illustrations for Hasbro for G.I. Joe.
Yes.
They used to have you paint these big images, and that's how they choose which G.I. Joes they did. The guys in-house would design them. They'd send them out to painters. We would paint them up, and then the owner would go along the wall and say, I want to do that one. That one looks cool. I want to do that one. And after doing that for a little while, they offered me a full-time job designing G.I. Joes. So I took the job. I got there for about 2 or 3 weeks, and they pulled me in the office, and they said, we have this other concept we want you to work on, and it's called C.O.P.S. So I designed 2 years of Cops and Crooks there.
Right.
And DC was going to do the comic book because they had licensed it out for the animated show.
Yep.
And DC wanted to do the comics, so Andy Helfer and Doug Wench came up to Hasbro to learn about Cops and to figure out what the story was going to be. And Kirk Bazigian was the marketing director at Hasbro. He was a really good guy. And he knew I'd been in comics and liked comics, so he's like, do you want to sit in on the meeting and bring your portfolio? I'm like, sure. So the meeting's over, and Andy turns to me and says, so Kirk says you like comics or something. Do you have stuff for me to look at? So I showed him my portfolio. He's like, all right, I'll give you a call next week. So he called me, and he said, all right, I want you to do some work. I'm going to give you issue 4 of the Cops comic. I'm like, sweet. He's like, whatever you do, don't quit your job. Because comics is a hard business. Not everybody can do it. I can't guarantee you any work. So the next day I went in and quit. And
Committed, got it.
yeah, because I knew I could do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I did issue 4, and he said, all right, here's your next job. It's going to be issue 3. And that should have been included me how comics worked.
So they got you do issue 4 first, and then you went back and did issue 3.
Yeah, because the guy that was going to be the regular penciler, Pat Broderick, was still working on issue 1. Now, I did have a bonus since I designed the characters. I knew what they looked like, so I could just draw them out of my head. You know, I didn't have to reference anything or any of that stuff. But so that's how I got into DC Comics.
That's amazing, because I know there's a lot of books that you had out, and every time there's certain artists. For myself, I'm very visual, and if I see the artist before even calling out the name, I'll just grab the book. So that's for me, it was C.O.P.S, because I saw your work on the covers, and I'm like, okay, that's Bart, got it. Your Brutes and Babes, where you're teaching people how to draw in that very dynamic style, and I like to draw just as a hobby. Was so helpful, so I grabbed that and stuff. Even your Falcon Justice League run. Justice League Europe, that was huge for me. That was
thank you. What a fun book, right?
It was an amazing book. You did a great job with the characters, how they interact.
Really lucky.
Oh, and you brought it to life. It was like when you left that series after doing such a long run on it for a couple of years. I was hard pressed to keep buying the book after you left, because it's not Bart.
It kind of started falling off after that. I mean, not that my leaving had anything to do with it. I think that Justice League stuff had kind of run its course. Yeah, exactly, for how they were going about it. Yeah.
So that's amazing. So here's my question. I know you do X-O Man of War.
Yeah.
You're still doing a lot of stuff today, and if people, check you out, that's great. They have to. Who would you like to draw that maybe you haven't drawn?
I'd always go back to Blade.
Okay,
I love Blade. I got to write it and draw it.
Yep.
Although they messed the schedule up on me, so I couldn't get to pencil it. So I think I penciled 4 pages, and then I had to go to breakdowns just to hit the schedule.
You're right.
So that was frustrating. But Blade's one of my favorite characters. When that movie came out, I was like, oh my God, Blade. Right. Won, that was awesome. So I fell in love with that character. But I think what I'd really like to do is run on Thor.
Oh, Thor.
But that old Kirby style Thor, those kind of stories, that would be a blast.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you. So you're saying Thor, not a problem. I like that.
This guy.
Oh.
Conan.
Yeah.
But I'm doing some work with Titan on some Conan stuff, and I hope to get my schedule cleared up enough and it works out with them that I get to do some interiors.
So you're saying, okay, so Thor, and then you're saying now Conan, right? And you're looking
those two would be great.
Yeah, I think so. I'd look forward to it. And that's what I was saying. If you see your art on the cover and you open it up, it's not a knock on the other artists.
Right.
But I love to see you beginning to end, because you tell a beautiful story visually and how you put it together. The Sabretooth one, I loved it. Your Captain American Falcon, loved it. There's nothing I don't think I like from you that you do. Unless I see the cover and then I open it up, it's a different artist. But beyond that,
it's funny now, because that's the whole thing, is multiple covers. It's how
the
they
variants.
keep sales up.
Yep. So I'll leave you on this. So Conan, I know my personal favorite is, I know you do commissions. I know my goal is to convince my wife next year to do a commission for me through you, and my thing would be a Micronauts.
Oh, I loved that comic when it came out, when
Michael Golden
was doing it when he was just starting out.
Yes,
that was gorgeous stuff.
Oh my, absolutely, and I'm a huge fan. That's what kind of got me. So I would love to see. I'm talking to my wife. She knows.
Oh, the lineup would be cool.
That's what I'm talking about. There's one lineup where it's Barry Constant's head in the middle, and you have the rest of them around, right? And minus Biotron and Robotron, but the rest of them are all around. And I would love to see you recreate that in your style. So,
let me know.
Done deal. My birthday's coming up next year. She knows. We will talk. Bart, thank you so much for your time.
It's been my pleasure, man.
Oh, man, brings me back. This time, people, I got the interview. So remember, like, subscribe, and share. Don't let the show be a secret. And remember, this whole world was created by a pencil, a piece of paper, and lots of imagination. Keep on dreaming. We're out.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.